Water would rush up to the surface to meet her. Where other women spent hours pulling muddy water with rope and bucket, Sayyida Amina only had to place her vessel on the well's edge, and clean, sweet water would come up by itself and fill it. She easily filled her need, and as soon as she moved away, the water went back to its deep level. The women coming behind her kept scratching their heads in amazement. One woman said to her friend, "How is this possible? Just now the well was full to the brim, and now the well is empty again." People started calling it the hidden spring. That is, a secret spring sent directly for the mother of the child, who himself would later be called Mercy for all the worlds. After this miracle, women started waiting for Sayyida Amina. They wanted Amina to fill water first, so that water would rise for them too. Sayyida Amina's presence had now become a means of blessing not just for herself but for the whole neighborhood. Her heart would fill with this feeling that her child was quenching people's thirst even before coming. These were external miracles that everyone was seeing. But now it was time for a miracle that could only be felt with closed eyes. A nur that was going to shine from inside the belly. 4th month, her elderly and blind cousin, Waraka ibn Nawfal, who was a scholar of heavenly books, came to meet her. Sayyida Amina welcomed him respectfully. Waraka said, "Niece, I have heard strange things about you. Can I feel that trust which Allah has placed in your womb?" Sayyida Amina gave permission. In a trembling voice, he said, "With these extinguished eyes, I am seeing in your womb such a nur that is brighter than the sun and the moon. And inside that nur is written, La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah." The moment he said this, Sayyida Amina felt a slight movement in her belly, as if the child was giving witness after hearing his words. "I bear witness, uncle," Waraka ibn Nawfal said, crying, "Mubarak ho Amina, you have carried the prophet of this ummah in your womb." That night, another strange incident happened. When Sayyida Amina was in her room, golden rays started bursting from her clothes, due to which the mud walls of her house started shining like molten gold. She got scared and covered herself with a thick sheet, but the light was still shining through the sheet. And now the news of this nur was going to reach beyond borders. 5th month brought not just for Makkah but for the entire universe great revolutions, far across the sea, in the Byzantine Roman Empire, in the royal court where the king was drunk with power. Suddenly, the strong marble towers shook like a terrible earthquake. Cracks appeared in the walls, and people started screaming in fear. At the same moment, thousands of miles away in Iran, the sacred fire of the Zoroastrian Assalamu alaikum. You are about to witness the complete journey, the birth of new hope inside them. Camels that normally gave birth to only one baby gave twins overnight. Everywhere there was such an atmosphere of prosperity and barakah. that Makkah had not seen for years. It felt as if the entire universe had held its breath, knowing that the mercy which prophets and heavenly books had promised for thousands of years was now completely ready to come to the world. Now, only that one blessed night was awaited. And then that night came. It was the time of Suhur Sadiq, when the ink of night was finishing and the whiteness of day was appearing. Sayyida Amina felt pain, so the midwife Shifa bint Amr was called. When Shifa entered the room, she almost fainted in amazement. The room was illuminated not by human light but by a divine Nur. In that light, she saw the three greatest miracles of her life. The child was born already circumcised, completely clean, as if the angels had bathed him. And the moment he was born, his tiny forehead touched the ground in sajda with respect. The same ground that one day would kiss his feet. The child's umbilical cord was cut so cleanly, without any danger of blood, as if someone had cut and separated it. No dirt, no blood. And the most astonishing scene, that newborn child raised his tiny finger of shahada, pointed towards the sky, and in clear words recited the kalima, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ani rasulullah. And the moment this kalima came out of his lips, the entire room filled with such thick and pure musk that Shifa felt she could fill bottles with it. Shifa came out of the room with stumbling steps. Her weak eyes had regained their light after seeing that Noor, and she was shouting uncontrollably, "People, bear witness! Bear witness! This is no ordinary birth. This is the mercy that has descended from the sky to the earth today. I have seen what no eye has seen." Her voice tore through the silent night of Makkah and announced a new era. The moment that blessed child's first blessed cry tore through the silence of the night, at that very moment, revolution came in the earth and the heavens. Chapter 2, The First Love. Our beloved Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, was around 25 years old at that time. He was living his normal daily life. Sometimes he would help in the market. Sometimes he would become a support for the orphans. And sometimes he would sit and talk with friends. The entire community of Makkah used to call him As-Sadiq, the most truthful, and Al-Amin, the most trustworthy. Let us take the story forward. A little distance away in that same market stood another remarkable woman. She was wise, dignified, and successful. Around her, servants and traders were busy moving goods. She was checking the merchandise and closing deals. Her name was Khadija bint Khuwaylid. May Allah be pleased with her. She came from one of the most respected families of the Quraysh tribe. Her father Khuwaylid was a well-known merchant, and her mother Fatima also very second, the four great angels are on watch in the heavens. You know their names, but what about their secrets? Israfel waits with the sur at his lips. Just one breath, and everything will end when you least expect it. When Jibril spreads his wings, worlds begin to tremble, and he is still descending. But to whom and when? His arrival is never a coincidence. When Mikael raises his hand, the rains fall. When he lowers it, rivers dry. Blessing and wrath are both in his hands. And that day is very near. Azrael is never in a hurry, because your name is written in his book, the date, the hour, the minute, all set. And during the day, he comes to watch you 40 times, waiting, counting your moment. The secrets you will learn about these angels are not something you will easily forget. What you hear will leave you amazed, and maybe a little afraid. You are watching Religious Story TV. We continue our series of hundreds of mysterious Islamic facts and stories. Subscribe to the channel and like the video so you don't miss out. If you're ready, let's begin. In the depths of the universe, in layers the human eye cannot see, there are beings made of light, always at their posts. They never disobey. They glorify Allah day and night, and they carry out His commands perfectly. Among them are angels whose shoulders bear the workings of the entire creation. Every breath you take, every heartbeat, every star that shines, all under their control. They hold the arsh and also the sky above. The mountains are in their hands, and so are the clouds. Let's begin with one of the most important of these angels, Israfel alayhi salam. One day in the future, the world will stand on the edge of an unknown change. Days will grow strangely shorter, and time will flow faster. People will witness these odd changes in nature, but will struggle to understand them. Yet, the signs of the day of judgment holding one after another. The Dajjal will appear trying to mislead people. Isa alayhi salam will descend to earth and the Mahdi will call people to the right path. Famine will spread across the land. The sun will rise from the west and people will watch in shock. The earth will split open, storms will rage in the seas, and even animals will feel disturbed. Unease and panic will fill the world. The arrival of the great day will draw near. Since the first moments of creation, high in the heavens, an angel will have been waiting for a command to come to him. In his hand will be a special surah with as many openings as there are souls. It will rest at his lips, his eyes fixed on eternity, waiting for that moment. And then the awaited moment will arrive. Israfel will receive the awe-inspiring command from Allah. His heart trembling,